we're rougher than them. Bring it like this, no problem. And we knocking them up like the world champion. True, we are the winners in the competition. Well, everyone keep moving, well, the DJ spinning and the gal I'm shaking it, yeah. We get the dance floor pumping, everyone them jumping, and you know that skin you don't play. One of them come, you know they get dropped. Two of them come, them off it on walk. Three of them come, dead off out of talk. Dance for them dance floor. Well, that's how we do, we rock the place nice, we move the crowd like we. It's right the dance floor. Shake off and you, the vibes that come true, you know what to do. It's right the dance floor. Tell them I move, tight to this groove, bounce to this jewelry. It's right the dance floor. Eternally rock the music, don't stop, you know we're so hot, we. It's right the dance floor. No need for no bad connection, cause we come with good selection. Ground rocking on everyone's side. Y'all them a rock and you know them look right. I love the way you're moving, well the DJ's spinning and everyone them shaking it, yeah. We get the dance floor pumping, everyone them jumping, and you know that skin you don't play. One of them come, you know they get dropped. Two of them come, them off it on walk. Three of them come, dead off out of talk. Dance for them dance floor. Well, that's how we do, we rock the place nice, we move the crowd like we. Electric off and you the vibes that come true, you know what to do. I love tell them I move tight to this groove, bounce to this jewelry. Eternally rock the music, don't stop, you know we're so hot, we.
Hey everybody, FlipinBean coming at you. Decided to go at this with a different perspective, and what I mean by that is obviously I'm in front of the camera this time, and obviously I did a little. I'm gonna show you some clips of draw and technique that you can use with this. Now, mind you, it's all based off your training. So my training is different from another guy's training. Another guy's training is different from my training, and so it's kind of a trade-off. So it can enhance whatever skills you have. So it's a force multiplier in that fact. Now what we're going to be covering is the PKM. PKM is from MaxVenom. It's a MaxVenom design. Colin Despens, who runs MaxVenom, is the brainchild behind that. As well as you can get these at MaxVenom.com, and you can get these at Combative Edge. So let's get into that. It's S35VN. It's a thick piece of like I said, S35VN. Thick piece of cut steel. Now, mind you, this isn't got all the super fanciness that you would expect from like a hand rub or anything. This is just cut steel that's been, you know, it's basically it's a service tool. So you're not expecting to see these in like a crazy, you know, satin finish unless you want to rub it yourself and hand sand it and go through all that time and get a satin finish. As well as that, or if you want to stonewash it, it's all up to the person who buys it. Now, that's when it gets to that. It comes in a sheath that goes left or right can carry. Now, explaining what that is I will cover that. What we have is they come with a paracord lanyard. I personally retied mine, so it's a slip knot that will detach if it's tugged on too hard, and it's tuned just right. So if it's tugged on by me using the knife, no problem. If it's tugged on by a different individual, there's a different situation. They're seeking to strangle me. The knot pops loose, and I can, you know, get out of that. So what we have is a tool that you have the ability to have a call. Now, mind you, this can be used in many different fashions. When I say left or right, because the fact of the matter is I'm a left-handed shooter, and by what I mean by that is that I shoot my left hand. Now, obviously, when you do that, you want to, if in the case of law enforcement, in the case of, you know, you're downrange, you don't have the ability to have too many things on your strong side due to the fact that that's taken up by a lot of, I mean, if I have an M4 and I'm hanging it down, obviously my left hand's already, it's employed right now holding that M4 and holding the pistol grip. Now, finger off the trigger as well, that's obvious without saying, but finger off the trigger, holding that pistol grip, and you're holding it in a down alert carry. Now, if somebody was to, let's say, you're a police officer and you have it on your left, you obviously your left pocket is pretty much a no-go zone when it comes to any type of pocket clutter, unless you absolutely need it. So when it comes to that, you have to realize, so if an assailant goes for the weapon, obviously one of my main priorities is to keep control of that weapon, because if he has my weapon, it's no longer my weapon, and that's a bad day for everybody. So you keep control of that weapon. Obviously, he's got one hand or two hands on that, trying to reach and pry for that weapon. Well, when he has that, even if he's got one hand on the weapon and he's trying to punch you, pummel you, attack you, you have that ability to pull. And even if you don't have it in the reverse carry, you still have that ability to stab. And now, mind you, when you have it in a Pakal grip or ice pick grip, you have that ability to come in, jab it into a shoulder muscle. You're still keeping control of that weapon. Jab in the shoulder muscle, the clavicle, the face, the neck, all the fun bits. You know, everybody, you want to go for that subclavian sometimes and just wrench it in there and just use it like a joystick and control the person. Now, mind you, it's simple physics. It's easier for your body to contract than it is to push. So, with that method, if you're a short guy like me, I'm only 5'5", you have the ability to get in, get that in there, you can pull them towards you, or even that, you're closing the distance. So even if they are somebody who's 6'2", you've closed the distance. Now all that reach is pointless. So now you have that ability to go in, you can attack him to where he can push him off of you, come up. Now this allows you to still employ your weapon in a positive manner. So if you have an M4, M16, a cruise, saw, or any type of light machine gun that's a one-man operable, you have that ability to control the terrain around you by being able to get them away from you. Now, in the case of a police officer, you would obviously want to wrench down and keep positive control on that weapon. And when you do that, you can pull this, and it doesn't have to be around the neck. I understand that's a big concern for a lot of people. Obviously, it's civilian carry around the neck. Personally, when I wear mine, I actually put it in it over the shoulder bag that has a small molly loop in it that I can put this whole sheath behind that molly loop and then use the cord to secure it so that it flows with me wherever I go, and I can just pull it in one fluid motion and still have that. But like I said, you have that. So in the same function, hold it like that, you figure out which way works for you, left or right, and then what happens is you loop this like a static cord. So now when you pull this comes free, and then this stays on your belt. So now you have a static cord option, so he doesn't realize you're pulling something, or he's not going to reach for something as well. Or you can have this on your vest, behind your mag pouches. I mean, it's only so thick, so you can slide this easily behind a mag pouch, and you would not have that issue. Now, when I'm saying it's left or right, so this obviously is flat side, you don't have no printing. So you have that ability to where it left, this is from my right hand, so meaning I'm a left-handed shooter. So if I was a right-handed shooter, all I would do is flip it, and then you would have the same pull where you pull down, away, and you have that ability. Mind you, this is my offhand, so it's a little different for me. But if you are if you want to have it on the right hand, or you have that ability, you can still slide that finger real easy in there, or even you don't have to have your finger in there. You can grip it in a fist. When you pull down or pull away, now you have the edge towards you. So even if you're coming in and you have that edge behind them, you have that ability to push them away while you're pulling to do a pull cut. With the same faction, you also have that ability to control them, because obviously they're not wanting to get cut. They're not trying to get lacerated. And also, on the fact of that matter, it's also a very light tool. Ounces equal pounds, and pounds equal fucking pain. It's real simple. Everybody knows this. If you don't know this, now you do. It's a great tool. I love it. I know a lot of people I've showed it to, and I know several people that in the area that train different martial arts love the fact of this, and love how it's modular and it's not specific to one set of skills. It can be augmenting any skill you already have. So it's kind of a keep it simple, stupid type of knife. And if all else fails, if you're not using this for a purposes, you still have a pretty damn good box cutter. I mean, for the fact of the matter is, when you're opening up boxes, I mean, you have a lot of blade here. You still, I mean, it's got a nice shape. It flows right through. I'll put all the specs below, but for overall, it's like I think $110. I'll have to look up the price just to make sure, but I'll put in the specs as well. Colin hit out of the park with this thing. It's bigger than his cram bite, because the cram bite would come in same handle shape, and it would just come right here. That would be the cram bite. That little bit of steel in that manner. So it's similar to the cram bite, but a lot of guys want that bigger blade, that ability to have that bigger blade so you can get in there and you still have the impact ability. Now, when you buy this, you might need to, if you have smaller fingers, gut some paracord, wrap the 550 around this, secure it. What I find to do is you run a loop and a loop. You run 2 loops through, then you pull the tail end of that paracord through, and then you wrap it all the way around, and then you do the same thing on the back end, and then you burn it and seal it, and it'll stay on there, it stays secure, and it has that ability. It's obviously a very unorthodox shape, and it helps a lot for weapon control. So even if you don't grab it with the 3rd finger, and this is a primary weapon, you still have a little bit of a choil right there that'll allow you to choke up on it without cutting yourself. So you still have that ability, or you can go like that, so the edge is towards you, or you can go like that, or good old-fashioned like that. See how your finger naturally comes in on that right there? It's like a thumb scoop, naturally right there. And if you want, you can go like that as well. Personally, if you're in a high-stress situation, this is your best bet. Because of the fact that it's a gross motor skills tool, you have that ability to go grab it. Now, if you have that extra second and a half, okay, you can pull it and retain it in that finger. Obviously, the whole concept behind it is similar to the Krambits. High-stress situation, your hands want to open up. It's all that adrenaline running through you. Now you have that ability to not have to worry about dropping your tool and still retaining it. Plus, if you're wrenching on somebody right there, and you've got that in there, and you're pulling it back and forth, your finger, I mean, even if your grip's going to lose, you still have that finger to just wrench it in there. Now, I don't know if any of you have actually been cut or stabbed, but that shit hurts. I'd rather get shot than stabbed. That shit hurts. But overall, I think it's honestly one of the best tools out there right now. It's definitely out of the box, and a lot of things that MaxVenom comes out with is out of the box. If you pay attention to their Instagram, I'll also put that below. He's come out with Contra Grind. It's literally a keep it simple, stupid type of project. Guys always thinking out of the box. I mean, you had the tops, let's see, the back bite. You had the tomahawk from Boker, which I will be doing a review as well. You have a couple of knives on his website that are specific to the website, so you have to look those up as well. And you have obviously the Krambite, now the PKM, for a lot of guys who would love the Bacall style. I mean, you don't have to be a genius to know how to use a Bacall knife. It literally is called an ice pick knife for a reason, or ice pick grip to be specific. So, thanks for watching. I'll throw some demo stuff in there as well, and you guys, I hope you really enjoyed this, and tell me what you think about me coming in front of the camera now rather than behind the camera. Alright,